In this video, we're going to show you how to remove all the extensions and reduce the protein down to its basic size. First of all, you need to remove this side arm here. It's just 2 bolts and use a suitable Allen key. Take them out like this. Now, don't let go of it and pull it away from here. It's on a shaft here at the top, as you can see. Now we'll remove the second drop arm. Just remove the bolts with a good quality Allen key. Then the second side riser, which will reveal the bolts that hold the side support. And there is one of the bolts in here. The second bolt has a bung in it, and we need to remove that rubber bung to access it. So just prise out the rubber bung, there it is, and now you can get the same Allen key that you've used before into here to remove the bolts. Now when you reduce the height of the protein, you'll also need to use a short drop arm, and because you reduce the width, you'll need a shorter camera plate. So this will replace that. So we just remove the bolts that hold the drop arm on, like this. And we replace it with the shorter version. On this side, we need to remove the 2 risers and the width extension. Now it is very important at this stage that you have the right experience to do this, because we need to remove the circuit boards inside to get access to the bolts. If you have not had experience of removing circuit boards before, do not attempt this. We've had several instances of them being put back incorrectly and a large bill. Be very careful here when you remove this that you fold it away like this to get it out beyond that socket. Okay. And we'll cut it. At this stage, it's very important to note the position of the wires and the screws that hold the circuit board. This cable here comes out down here. It doesn't loop around the back here. It has to be free to move as the tilt rotates, like that. These cables route down here and they go under the board here. On the board itself, these 2 holes, when you reassemble, do not have screws in them. That is because the screws that go in there are the ones that hold the cover on. So all these things are very important. When removing the circuit board, you remove all 6 of these screws, and the circuit board is arranged so that it will hinge out to the left. To disconnect the cables, which need disconnecting so they can be re-threaded back through the hole, you need to disconnect the video cable here. This just unplugs like that. You need to disconnect the Genlock cable here. Remember which way round they are. That just pings off like that. You now need to disconnect these 3 connectors. They are all different sizes, so you can't put them back in the wrong place. Now we've disconnected all the cables, we can undo these 4 screws here, which remove the top tilt section and the circuit board all together from the unit. When the Protean is upright like this, you can remove all 4 bolts because the unit is designed to lock into place without falling. As you can see, you can drop it down here and it will lock into place, so you don't have to worry about holding it in place while you remove it. You now need to remove the risers. And you can see with the risers comes the side, because these bolts are very long. And the wires now thread back through the hole. Now the tilt assembly can be reassembled back onto the reduced size pan assembly using the countersunk bolts. The video cables are reconnected, and I'm just reconnecting the last of the connectors here. The excess cable gets fed back into the void under there, and the circuit board is replaced very, very carefully onto the thing, making sure that this cable comes out here, and we put just 6 screws in, allowing the lower 2 screws for the side cover. Replace the lower cover first. Make sure that there's no trapped cables under the cover. When refitting the top cover, locate the back of the cover behind the RJ45 and then hinge it down carefully. And here we have it, the reduced size Protean.